Question 8 is one of these new style modelling questions, and it's interesting to read that very few people got any marks for this. The mark they were getting was this bit for the end, the limitation, and the limitation is usually ball needs to be a particle, or other ones that you could get is sort of the ground needs to be flat, there's no spin, there's no air resistance, there's no wind, lots of different things you can get there, and that was the mark that most people got. To find out what the model was though, you're supposed to notice that here it's crossing at 0 and here it's crossing the axis at 40. So the parabola we've got here, the x squared curve that we've got here, is going to have a factor of x and a factor of x minus 40 here. So y equals that would be a start. Two problems with that. First of all, this would be a positive quadratic. This would look like this. And it wouldn't get the right height. So we need to put a number in here. And in this one here, of course, that a number would be negative. I think it's nicer to look at it like this, though. And just put 40 take away x in there. Just take the minus into that bracket. And so when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 40, y is 0. How are we going to find out what a is? Well, we know that the highest point here is 12 meters. And that will be in the middle of these two. So that's when x is 20. Let's fill those values in here. So we get a times by 20 times by 20. And so a is 12 over 400. And we can cancel that down to be 3 over 100. Here's the equation. Y equals 3 over 100 x times 40 minus x. That's your 3-mark quadratic. Now it does say use your equation in part B, so as long as you've got something sensible here, I mean it needs to be a quadratic, it needs to be negative. As long as you put the 3 in here, then the chances are you might get a method mark. Sorry, 40. So we're now just going to form a quadratic, and I've times the 100 up and just multiplying this out as well. And so I've got 3x squared minus 120x plus 300 equals 0. And I'll solve that on the calculator. Solving that on the calculator, there are two answers. X is 2.68 and x is 37.3 meters. So we've got this bar, either it's here or it's there. And what we want is the greatest distance away. So we want this one here. We want the 37.3 meters there. Any rounding needed? I'm just checking. I've done it to 3 significant figures. It didn't say what to do, so I'm just going to leave it like that.